vegan. I make another cherimoya pudding. That's a fantastic fruit. And it is from South America. I think it was in Peru the first time they picked it. But now they are all over the planet, in tropical countries where it's warm. They look like a pear a little bit, or like a strawberry, but bigger, green. And I show you just the flesh now, without the peel, which you can eat. It's a green peel. It's a little bit more bitter, but it's still sweet. And the flesh has a subtle sweet sour flavor. It's really amazing, and it tastes a little bit like a pear. I mean, it's very unique flavor. Mark Twain has said, I only read that about him, didn't read where he said it, but he was reported to have said, this is the best tasting fruit known by man. He loved it so much, and really it's amazing. The problem is there are the black stones inside, the pits here, and they are all over the fruit inside. And to get them out, to get the pits out of the fruit, takes some time. You can really, but it's all worth it because the fruit is so delicious. And you have this very sweet and runny fruit, soft flesh. It's full of nutrients, full of fiber, full of very valuable nutrition, and super delicious. And when you blend it, it turns into a pudding texture. And that's the most exciting thing for me. Yeah? Not talking about the flavor, that is really the most exciting thing, of course, but the texture, it really turns into a pudding. So what I do today is, I have made other recipes with cherimoya. They seem to be right in season. They come here from time to time to Berlin in Germany, where I am. We not always have them here, but I guess when they're in season, they come here and you have some nice choices here in the health food shop where I go once a week. And now I have them, and I begin again to make some more recipes with it. It's really amazing. So I will blend them together with bananas, cashews, and dates, and lemons to make it a little bit, to refine a little bit. But you could also blend it all by itself. Yeah? When you blend the cherimoya all by itself, like here I have two cherimoyas here, the flesh of two cherimoyas. You blend it by itself, it becomes a pudding texture. Fascinating. That's what fiber does. Now, fiber is the part of the plant, it's always in plants, fiber. That is the structure of the plant. Let's say that keeps the plant standing up. That is the fiber, that is the job of the fiber. So all plants have that in some way. They have different functions, but they're standing up the plant, give it the shape. That's what fiber does mainly. And for the humans, when we eat it, animals too, it cannot be digested mostly. It is for cleansing the intestines, for moderating the intake of nutrients. And by now we know that fiber is the most important part for our health, even as we cannot digest it. It helps digestion and keeps the gut clean, healthy. So we have to eat a lot of fiber. We have to eat a whole food, plant-based diet. That's the healthiest one. Whole food because of the fibers in. If you take out the peel or something, you remove the fiber, and that makes it less healthy. So if you can take all from the plant, you can. So, as I said, you can blend this, and because of the fiber, the special fiber in this fruit, it turns into a pudding. That's fascinating. But I will put now cashews and bananas in it. And today I take frozen bananas. I have taken bananas for this pudding a lot of times. I have some recipes already you can see. I have here half a cup of cashews and 3 bananas or so. And this time, as I said, the bananas are frozen because I want to have it a little bit cooler. Yeah, I blend it a little bit longer because of the cashews. They need a little bit longer blending. And then the blender makes it warmer. It warms it up because it's so fast, the blender. And when I use the frozen bananas instead of the regular bananas, not frozen, the temperature stays cool. And I guess that's nice for the texture. I will try that today. And I have a whole lemon here and 4 dates. This time I try always little different numbers here. 1 lemon and 4 dates. Yeah. It's pretty much similar to the fruit anyway. Lemon, date, yeah, that is pretty much the flavor of the cherimoya. I mean, very grossly talking, of course. Pear is also similar to cherimoya, so it's a very specific flavor. The cherimoya tastes only like cherimoya, of course, but if I want to compare it, lemon and dates are something to compare, pears are something to compare, but you know, this range, you know. So I enhance a little bit the flavor, I refine a little bit with dates, lemons, cashews and bananas to make my cherimoya pudding. It's all about cherimoya pudding today. Main ingredient here in this dish is just a cherimoya pudding, and I have some other ingredients to make it a little bit more exciting. I'll show you in a moment. Now blender dance. Cherimoya pudding, go! Well, looks like a pudding to me. See? You look in the middle, there's the pudding texture. Yeah, I let me taste it. Yeah, pretty much pudding texture. The full cherimoya flavor is there. Sweet and sour, as it is. Cherimoya, I can taste it already. This is cherimoya. That's the main flavor. See? See the pudding texture here? It's so cool. And really, I have many fruit I explored because of the texture. How do they change the texture when you blend it? Blending is really a magical tool because it gives these kind of textures you never see before. It's something really new in cooking, the blender, because usually you change the texture or the structure of a plant by cooking it. That was how we know it from ancient times. But since you have the blenders, you don't need to cook them. You can also change the texture in a similar way, and even more interestingly, more gentle I would say, than cooking is very hot, takes a long time. The blender, it breaks down the nutrients, the fiber, the cells of the plants. Plants have always cells. Breaks it down, and the nutrients come out fully, and the texture changes in such a fantastic way. You never know what happens if you blend the fruit. And you never know. That's the interesting thing. And I was so surprised with the cherimoya. What I do today to enjoy my cherimoya, I put a little bit of granola on the bottom of the glass here, buckwheaties, to make a granola, to make it crunchy. Put that in my balloon glass, as they call it, here. Whoops. So that turned into a breakfast. Without the black granola here, you would say maybe this dish with the cherimoya pudding would be rather a dessert, maybe a pudding dessert. But with the granola, I'd say it could be a breakfast. So I have to put now the pudding on top of my granola. It's a nice pudding texture, really beautiful. And I guess if you just blend it without frozen bananas, just with normal unfrozen bananas, you might end up a little runnier. So I guess the texture here, this pudding texture, also comes from the temperature, I guess. I did it before without frozen bananas, not frozen bananas, and it was a little bit runnier. So see, is that a pudding or not? Isn't that nice? Yeah. So I have two parts here. The buckwheaties. By the way, buckwheaties is a pseudo cereal. It's a kind of cereal, not really, different kind of grass, so to say. And you have the buckwheaties. you sprout them, you soak them in water, sprout them, and then you dry them into buckwheaties. The crunchy form, you can store them for months in a sealed container. Always have a granola ready to make. And I like them a lot because they are so delicious, they are so healthy, so nutrient dense, and yeah, inexpensive. So, so that the second part is the granola, and the third part are pistachios. That's today the second flavor here. I have this some pistachios. I cut them a little bit up on cutting board, and now I'll decorate my pudding with it. See, it's a Pistachio Cherimoya pudding granola. Yeah, give it any name, doesn't matter. Here, how about that? As I said, leave the granola away, have a dessert. Fantastic dessert. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy. If you like, by the way, what I forgot to say, the buckwheaties, how to make it. There's another video you can watch. It's linked under this video. How to make buckwheaties. It's not difficult. I'll already show you. Okay, thanks for watching again. I hope you enjoy. If you like my video, subscribe MD Vegan on YouTube. Have another recipe every single day, and find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter.